Sai Ram, thank you very much for sending your questions to Brother Satish Naik, who has jotted down all these questions on a paper and forwarded to me. It's a matter of joy and pleasure to share with you the answers to your questions. Let me see to what extent you'll be satisfied in this question-answer session. Before I proceed, let me greet you, all of you, on this occasion of Dasara celebrations, a 9-day festival, a 9-day function full of gaiety and full of joy, and an occasion totally for spiritual sadhana. I wish you all a happy Dasara. May Baba bless you. I'll read out the question and give you the answer. The first question is by Dr. Ritendranath Talapatra from Calcutta. His question is this: Baba is present everywhere. He prevailed in every domain. Then, where is the place for us? A good question. Perhaps you must have been reminding yourself our crowded railway stations, bus stations, and airports. It is not like that. There's nothing like a place for you, because you are in Him and He is in you. Where is the place for air? Where is the place for water? They are everywhere. So, Baba is in you, you are in Baba. God is in you, you are in God. And you are God. Then there is no question of separation and finding it difficult to find a place for us. The second question is from Italy. Maria Cristina Zorzi. It's a good question, which is really bothering all Sai devotees around the world. Here she says that she did a lot to spread Sai message and to dispel the doubts among the devotees who are following Mudanali group. She has been explaining what Baba said in this context. But yet, she is not satisfied with the measures she has taken. She asks me, what else can we do to help our brothers and sisters to return to the true spiritual path? Yes, we can certainly help them. We should not be frustrated. We should not be disappointed. We should never give up our trial. One example that Baba given. Supposing here is a stone that received 20 strikes. Go on hitting the stone 20 times. It may not break. On the 21st time, it breaks. It means what? All these 20 times, it has been breaking. The final stroke, the 21st. Similarly, we go on repeating. We go on explaining. What moment they get convinced is left to their destiny and the grace of Bhagavan. The next question is from India. It is from Barendra. The question is, anyone that lives in Prashantalayam and breathes his last breath here, would he be free from the cycle of birth and death? This is an interesting question because some people think living here is all. Living here is a guarantee to reach heaven or paradise. that living here is enough. I'm sorry. Baba said at one time, there are many shopkeepers outside, helpers working in the ashram. They have been here over years. Do you mean to say they are free from birth and death, from the cycle of birth and death? No. Living here is not enough. Breathing the last is not enough. This is only a chance given to us, an opportunity given to us. On our spiritual journey, we can make an attempt very fast because of the ambience. In other words, Prashantalayam provides a place for sadhana, provides a place to acquire Brahma Vidya or spiritual knowledge. That's all. Mere stay here will not give you a guarantee to get into paradise. Certainly not. On the other hand, if you lead Prashanti's style of life anywhere, all over the globe, following principles of discipline and devotion, discharging your duty, well, that will make you birthless and deathless. That will make you eternal and immortal. So it's not the place that is important, it is our temperament, our attitude, our sadhana that matters. Thank you very much. Well, fourth question is from Malaysia. Srinivasan Ramalingam. It is a personal question relating to his financial crisis he is through presently. I have done so many rituals, but I am not free from financial problem. Finally, I decided to take up responsibility all by myself. Please advise me what to do at this stage. I can tell you, finance and God are not related. Desire and the divine are not related. What is destined to happen will happen. That's what's called karma. The moment that karma period is exhausted, we'll be free from all problems of our life. Let that period of karma, meaning the consequence of all our actions in the previous life, and that God gets accrued, something like a loan which we have got to clear. So this loan, which is nothing but the core of our actions, has got to be cleared this life. That's what you call karma kshaya. Therefore, let us not regret. Let us not be grief-stricken because of financial losses. Let us not feel the pain that we are cutting short of our karma. And then we will be very free very soon. This is what is called prarabdha. Prarabdha is done in the past. The results we experience today. We have to remain silent. Pray for His grace. And then you'll see, experience wonders. Thank you very much. Next question is from India. Pratindranath. The question is totally spiritual. Aham Brahmasmi. When I am God, why am I not able to realize the eternal truth? Why am I trapped in the cycle of birth and death? And what should we do in our day-to-day life to realize the ultimate truth of Aham Brahmasmi, I am God? What should be our sadhana? This really a thought-provoking, big question, which is the topic for the whole talk that would go for 1 hour at least, or even more. But I would limit it, concise it, epitomize it, and will present to you the answer that strikes to me from Baba's teachings. First of all, consider yourself as an instrument in the hands of God. Secondly, develop the spirit of acceptance of whatever that happens in our daily life, what is called surrender. And three, we should develop a prayerful attitude, humility that prepares the ground for a spiritual temperament, for spiritual attitude. For love all, serve all is what Baba said. This will naturally will make you feel that the individual soul and the universal soul are one and the same. Therefore, the individual soul, Jivatma, is same as the universal soul, Paramatma. Follow these 4 steps. You'll certainly experience that you are Brahma. Thank you. Then the next question, again from India. Rahul, what is his question? What is the best way for Papa Parihara? Is it doing Archana worship? My dear friend Rahul, don't take it too seriously. One, when we deeply repent, deeply regret for our actions, with the determination that we would not repeat them, that is Parihara. Archanas, worship, they are all rituals. You may follow a ritual and repeat the same old life. Please repeat, please repent. Paschatapa. And then resolve not to repeat. Repent and do not repeat the past actions. Next, after all, Papa, don't be guilty about it. Guilty consciousness is more dangerous than the guilt itself. A guilt is committed, it ends there. By feeling guilty, it is brought forward throughout. Don't feel guilty. It is the one over. Past is past. Therefore, remember this. Past is past. That you don't have to brood over the past. And that all your papas or sins are sure to be forgiven. We are not capable of committing such a Himalayan sin as not to be forgiven by God. We are His children. My mother, your mother, our parents, they forgive us. They don't consider our actions as papas or sins. Leave it. Forget about it. Forget, burn the memories. Then you have a new life. Thank you. Next question is from Catherine, Russia. What is the question? How now many scientists are talking about dramatic global climate changes on our planet. And the planet is entering into cycle of catastrophes with many refugees. What do you think of this that humanity can do? Good question. Dramatic global changes. The first and foremost problem is global warming, ozone depletion, population problem, air pollution, noise pollution, water pollution, food pollution. This is the problem. What we can do as humanity, Baba suggested the following steps. Put a ceiling on your desires. Our exceeding desires, increasing day by day, more and more are responsible for these catastrophes or global problems. What did he say? Do not waste water. When you start wasting water, that leads to water problem. Do not waste water. The second thing he said, don't waste time, because time is God. If you waste time, what happens? You indulge in vain gossip or useless talk, and then misuse the time, abuse the time. So do not waste time. Third thing he said was, do not waste money, because money is God, Lakshmi. Waste of money is evil. By wasting money, what do? We spend money on all unnecessary things. Publicity, pomp, extravaganza, high standard of living. Is that necessary? No. We should put a ceiling on our desires. Let's not buy everything that we see. Let's not desire that everything that we should own and acquire. Therefore, put a ceiling on the use of money. Therefore, do not waste money. The fourth thing is said, do not waste energy. By wasting energy, naturally, individually, I lose energy. Collectively, electricity, the other sources of energy, if they are wasted, naturally it leads to a problem, the dearth and the shortage of energy. Follow Swami's principles, sealing on desires, to get out of this world problem. Thank you. The next question is from Ramakrishnan, Coimbatore. His question is interesting. He says that love is missing. Yes, I agree. How to cultivate love within us and sustain forever? How to cultivate? Good, that's the question you said. Certain things are not cultivated, because a thing cultivated now may be lost later. Only acquired things are cultivated. But the inborn, latent, immanent values are not cultivated. Have you cultivated love towards your mother? Have you cultivated love towards your children? Have you cultivated love towards your friends? No, there is love. You are born with love. You are the embodiment of love, as Baba puts it. So, you need not cultivate love. How to sustain forever? Very good. You can sustain that love forever by being selfless. How to be selfless? How to sustain this love? Baba gave a simple formula. Start the day with love. Spend the day with love. Fill the day with love. End the day with love. That is the way to God. So the whole love should occupy our life. We should be occupied, engulfed, encompassed by love, so that we can sustain it forever and ever. The next question is from Italy by Marisa Bukhari. Well, the question is, there are some people, Muddanadi followers. Shall we allow them to get into Sai centers or not? Shall we restrict admission to them? Shall we say no to the followers of Madhu? This is the question. See, by just restricting, by just refusing admission to others, what happens is they turn revengeful. They become more active followers of Madhu. They become active participants in Muddanahalli movement. So by refusing admission, we are unnecessarily provoking them to be more active, to get determined to carry on forward their movement. Like this, we are indirectly propagating their movement. Refusal is not the solution. Just with love, approach them. I'll give this way. My friend, what made you to go to Mudanali? Good. What is that attracted you? Is that so? What are your experiences there? And give them patient hearing, a loving time. Listen to them patiently, as much as that man would like to share with us. Then gradually you can tell them like this. Who is this Madhu? Old student of Swami College. Who are those people in charge? They are all from here, Prashantalayam. So when they are all from here, why can't you be here? What they are doing, they say good work. Well, all the best of the things are happening here. Can they be compared to these acts? Well, do you find anywhere anybody collecting money here? Is there anybody showing special courtesy, extra respect to welcome you while welcoming you? No any other incentive? Nothing. Why? Because the whole of Prashantalayam, Sai movement, is a result of the inscrutable will of Bhagavan, not promoted by corporate people. Therefore, let us not refuse admission. Let us talk to them. Let us spend time with them. Let us try to convince them. They are all byproducts. They are all by imitation. Imitation is human, creation is divine. When the original wealth is here, you don't need to run after fake coins. Convince them lovingly with the spirit of brotherhood. That's what I feel about it. Thank you. Next question, Sudhakar from India. A good question. Why so many gods and goddesses in India? There may be gods and goddesses, but divinity is same. Why so many bulbs? Current is same. There may be so many bulbs illumining the whole of the campus, but the underlying current of electricity is one and the same. Gods and goddesses may be so many, but the divinity is one and the same. Excuse me? Divinity is same. Something like this. You may draw water from any tap, but water is same. You may buy any number of jewels. Gold is same. Therefore, that unity in diversity is a message conveyed by having these gods and goddesses. Another thing, we may love the form of Rama. I may love the form of Krishna. One may love the form of Ganesha. One may love the form of Jesus Christ. One may love the form of Buddha. Therefore, depending upon our likes, depending upon samskara, the way our attitudes have been molded over years, well, that will determine the name and the form of your chosen God. This will satisfy everybody. Thank you. Next question, Sudha Murthy from Malaysia. Why should Baba allow tempered, arrogant, egoistic people to work with him and be around him always? The answer is simple. As Baba said, around doctor, who are the people you find around? Patients. Similarly, you can categorize these people with these qualities of temper, arrogance, and ego around Baba are patients. Baba himself is the doctor. This is the example given by him, Baba only. There is a rose flower and thorns. And thorns are necessary there. Moreover, there are stars and the moon in the sky. Therefore, this kind of a thing there, let's not say they're arrogant, egoistic, tempered. You may say, why should Baba allow them? It is for him to allow them. It is for them to get reformed and transformed. Or else their stay here is wasted. Their company with the Lord is completely in vain. So let's not bother about them. Let me not as an individual be not of temper, arrogance and ego. And further Sudhamurti says, I personally feel they remain to be with those negative traits instead of realizing their divinity. Yes, you have estimated correctly. But had they not been here, they would have been much worse than what they are today. So they are brought to this extent. They are polished to this range. They need further refinement. When? We do not know. It is left to the will of God. It is left to their own aspiration, readiness to be polished, readiness to be cultured, readiness to be refined, yearning. Basing on this, certainly they would be better than what they are now. Thank you. This is a question from Arnab Das from South Africa. Dear Professor, how can the cycle of karma be broken so that we can be liberated from the cycle of birth and death? Very simple thing. Please follow carefully. The mind is the basis for the thought. Thought takes you to action. Action will lead to result. Results will lead to birth and rebirth. So to put it in the other way, my birth is because of the results of my past actions. My past actions were based on thoughts. The thoughts were prompted from the mind. Therefore, it is the mind that is the cause for birth and rebirth. So, to be free from that, annihilate the mind, withdraw the mind, manolaya, manonashana. In singing praise of God, your mind gets merged in the divine. In meditation, your mind becomes one with the divine. One is Bhakti Marga, other is Jnana Marga. By this way, we can withdraw the mind, make it passive. That's the only way to be free from the cycle of karma, birth and death. Thank you. Next question from Italy. Elysia Sangiorzi from Italy. This is the question. When I meet the devotees and followers of Mudanhalli here in Prashantalayam, what should I do? What should I do? Because I believe that the whole area is polluted by them, by such individuals. What should I do? Shall I greet them or shall I avoid them? Well, the answer is this. Avoidance is always not possible. Greeting them is enough. Hello, hello. Goodbye, goodbye. Because unless you are sufficiently equipped with all the knowledge that Baba has given us, unless you have got the skill to talk to people, to talk to the followers of the devotees and convince them, unless you have time to spend for them, better you shall not get into dialogue. You can say Sai Ram, love them, greet them. That's all. Until you equip yourself with firm faith and also the knowledge to talk to them. Thank you very much. Next question. Oh, this perhaps is the last question. How do you keep your faith in Sat Sai Baba when life continuously gives you what you don't want? What you get may not be to your likes and dislikes. What you get may not be to your taste. It is not left to your choice. It is the gift of God, prasadam. Gift of God. What you should do is accept unconditionally. Acceptance is a surrender, is the only way to keep our faith strong. Take for example, Jesus was crucified on the cross, bleeding heavily with a crown of thorns as he lost his faith. He is our master. He is our Lord. Let us follow him. So these tinsels and trash, simple problems of faith should not shake our faith. These problems should not shake, should never. Something like a boulder in a sea. All the waves touch the boulder, they go back. But boulder will not be shaken. It is steady. Therefore, they will not be shaken by the waves of challenges, by the waves of problems, by the waves of difficulties. Stand firmly like a boulder, like a stone. That's what is necessary. Thank you very much. I'm highly encouraged by these questions and individually very grateful to Satish Naik for arranging this session, collecting questions from you, jotting them on paper and making a video out of this. Hope you will all enjoy this. I wish you once again happy Dasara to everybody. Sai Ram.